Hello! Long time no talk. I know it's been a couple months. Big part of that has to do with I got a job. It's not the worst thing on the planet, it's not the best thing on the planet, but it's a job. It gets things paid. And also dealing with not being the happiest of individuals and having about a ton of responsibilities. Things add up. Matter of fact, things have been adding up for him too. The cat recently, which means Titans had to be a good little boy, not tease him too much. Cat's still healing. But now I'm gonna be starting a gaming channel soon in addition to my vlog. Hopefully I'm able to be on top of things a little bit better. For right now, I'm getting ready for my new year. Yes, the new year is, 2.5 months down the road? So what? My new year comes a lot sooner than that. And on top of that, I'm this close to publishing my podcast. It's called Nigma Inc. No, it isn't. Nigma Inc.'s the book series. My bad. Which, by the way, now has paperback available. Yay! No, the podcast is Mimpi Nageri. It's another one of my attempts to scare and frighten and startle. And the reason why I call it an attempt is because I've never really been that successful, in my opinion, at making horror. Suspense comes a little bit more easily to me, but that's okay. Oh, and I finally was able to figure some things out that I wasn't before. But oddly enough, generally when you find the answer to one question, about 50 more questions come from it. And as a side thing that I am proud of, I finally learned how much the chessboard problem would be. If you're not familiar with the chessboard problem, what it is you take either 1 grain of rice, so 1 grain of rice, or 1 penny, you put it on the first square. Then on the second square, you put on 2. Third square, 4. And so on and so on. And it goes exponentially until you fill up all 64 squares. What I wanted to figure out is how much that adds up to in either pennies or rice. If it were pennies, I mean, a lot of people think right off the bat without actually thinking about the problem is that it's really not that much. It's a penny and it goes on a chessboard. No. Before you're done filling up the first row, which is 8 squares, you've got over $1. Let's see here. 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Actually, by the end of that first row, the last square would be $1.28. Yeah, it'd be $1.28. And that's not adding in the 2 cents, the 1 cent, the 4 cents, the 8 cents, the 16 cents, 32 cents, and 64 cents. Because once you add that up, you got more than $1 right there. And then by the time you reach square 64, millions? No. Billions? No. Trillions? Getting closer. But you see what I mean. It really adds up, and I finally figured out exactly how much it adds up to in total. Don't ask me what that number is. I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to remember it. But I can do the calculations again. It takes a while. It took me an hour and a half to 2 hours to calculate all that. I'm not saying that you have to, but I am saying I'm not sharing. Mostly because I don't have that number off the top of my head, and I'd have to figure out which naming scheme it would have to go under, which in its own right is another puzzle. That would be grand. Well, obviously it equals more than a grand, but it'd be nice. Life has been good. My emotions, not so much. Oh, I did get sick. Right about the time that I stopped vlogging, that's about when I got sick. I was down for the count, barely wanted to get out of bed, but then I still don't want to get out of bed most days, but that's for another reason. But yeah, at the moment, I just trying to find solutions to my emotional problems. I got too much on my plate. I've got more stress than I'd care to think about. Thankfully, I have this mine who's always there for me. I'm glad he's there for me. I'm really glad. And some games that I thought I wouldn't want to play, I played for the first time, and they're actually rather fun. Like last night, I played Rocket League for the first time. When I first saw Rocket League, I'm like, that's no, not my thing. Then it's like, I should probably give it a shot. And then it developed into, this is fun. This is actually really fun. Well, till next time. Later.